Welcome friends, I am Rishikesh Sharan. These days, yoga and meditation is one of the most popular topics for discussion the world over because all of us want to get some peace in life, and we have come to the conclusion that yoga and meditation is the way to it. I have thought it proper to share some of my views on these two very important topics. First, let us take yoga. What is yoga? Yoga is derived from the word yoga, which comes from Hindi, national language of India, Sanskrit, and also Pali. Yoga means addition, to add to something. To add to what? To add to our inner higher self. Let us understand like this. We all as human beings, we have a self within which consists of everything which can be good in us. But in practice, we are all not pure human beings. We have some pitfalls, and by yoga, practicing yoga, we get united with that bigger thing, which is personification of beauty, purity, and goodness. So that addition, docking together with that goodness, is known as yoga. Now, yoga has two aspects, as we know in common parlance. Yoga for physical body and yoga for mental purification. Ultimately, the objective is the mental purification and thus the self-enlightenment. If we talk of yoga in the layman's language, it means certain exercises, postures, which were started in India thousands of years ago, and Patanjali, Rishi Saint Patanjali is said to be the founder of yoga. He propounded the theory of yoga, which has been made popular in recent times by many other saints in India. Yoga, as we know, consists of two parts so far as physical body is concerned. Asanas. Asanas are certain exercises, but the difference between the ordinary exercises and yoga is, asanas is, that in asanas we have to be careful about the breathing pattern also. When we do certain asanas, we have to follow the discipline, how to breathe out. This is required to be followed in asanas. And then the other aspect of yoga, which consists of the physical part, physical exercises, is pranayama. Pranayama means manipulation of the breath. And there are two types of pranayama, many types of pranayama. That is, we regulate the breath, incoming breath and outgoing breath, and thereby the system is purified. These two constitute the physical aspects of the yoga. And as we all know, a few years ago, the United Nations has declared 21st June every year to be celebrated as International Yoga Day. Between asanas and pranayama, I personally feel that pranayama is much more effective, but asanas are also very much essential to do to keep the body fit. Pranayama helps the inner purification, that is the purification of the internal systems. Now, this is the outer side of yoga, that is physical exercise part. Inner purification, that also is taken up by Patanjali. Patanjali tells about various stages in the following of yoga. He says that asana, pranayam, Ishwar Pranidhan, etc. Then finally he says sadhana samadhi. So this means he asks us that if we want to do meditation, we have to prepare for it. The second part of our talk today is about meditation, which in Sanskrit or Hindi knows dhyan. Dhyan is different from the concentration, although all meditation has to have concentration in it. So Patanjali says that before we get that stage of meditation, we have to prepare ourselves. Just as when we prepare the food, we have to make some preparation in advance, then only we cook food. Similarly for samadhi, meditation, we have to do some exercises in advance. There are many methods of meditation prevalent all over the world. The most common thing, which I have found most useful also, is the observation of the breath. Now, breath is something which is universal. Without breath, the life doesn't exist. Not only in human beings, but in animals and plants and all creatures. They all are alive because of the breath. And breath was common to everyone thousands of years ago. It's common to all of us today. And it will remain important to all of us in thousands of years to come. Breath has no boundaries of countries, no religion, no sectarian approach. It is common for men and women both, and it has been common for everyone in all the centuries. So one factor which will unite the entire mankind is the breath. It is a factor on which nobody can dispute. So, if we look at the breath without any interference, without any desire to change it, without any desire to expect it, just mere observation, we will find that slowly and slowly we are changing from within. This is the technique which was adopted by Buddha as a small child when he was of 5 years of age. Once he was taken to the countryside by his father, and on the way he saw the plants and animals, how they were in the sun, working and toiling, and how the creatures were torturing each other, and he sat in the state of meditation. And that meditation was the observation of breath. It is said that when at the age of 35, Prince Siddhartha obtained enlightenment and became the Buddha, that night also he looked at his breath only. So friends, if we merely look at the breath without any interference, without any doing anything from outside, and merely look at it, do it, we will find that a lot of change starts coming in. Now somebody will say, how it is possible? Friends, if you only discuss it intellectually, we will not be able to find the answer. But if we actually do it, we find that it does work. And that is why the Buddha also says that mind has its own limitation. It can work up to some level only. Beyond that, it will not be able to work. So friends, let us work in that direction. Practice it, and if we practice it, definitely it will give good results. Certain more things are important. We want to do meditation, but the life has also to be pure. We can't have an angry mind all the time, a jealous mind, a mind full of hatred, a mind full of jealousy, anger, eagerness, and we want to have the solace or the peace of meditation. It can't be possible. Life and meditation go together. They can't be separated. So our concentration should also be to make our life peaceful, useful, and with certain purpose in life. If we do that, our meditation will be also successful. I wish you all the best for your success in yoga and meditation both. God bless you.